So what we have here is a standard store-to-beef finishing cattle off grass before 30 months. We also bring through maybe about 10% of the finishing stock through from calves we buy locally off various dairy herds. It's a mixture of crossbreeds, your Herefords, Angus and various continental breeds bought in as replacements during the summer months. Target weight buy-in would be around between 400 and 450, again just depends on value, and obviously then the key focus is to finish out cattle obviously before 30 months. With beef finishing, it's all about trying to minimise your input costs and focus on your outputs and focusing on what's naturally available. So that starts from when the cattle arrive on farm. So that's good grazing, good grass usage. So we've implemented reseeding and paddocking over the last couple of years. We've found that works very well, and just rotation of cattle through the paddocks. Quality silage making at the right times of the year to maximise dry matter digestibility, and then coming through to when the cattle go out to grass, get them out at the right time of the year and get them introduced to grass once they come out of sheds. So once we get cattle into the finishing cycle, we get them feeding off a 6-ton O'Neill's feeder bin, so feeding cattle once a day. Again, we kind of vary it depending on the weather conditions, the grass growth rates. So generally the traditional turnout date would be mid-March around Patrick's weekend, again depending on weather and ground conditions. Cattle get culled and separated. Obviously the forward cattle are the first ones to go on the feed bin, and generally try to get those slaughtered out within 6 to 8 weeks. Obviously the national beef herd is dictated a lot by the genomics being used in the dairy herd, but I'm very satisfied this year. We're kind of averaging out around between 355 and 360 carcass weight, and the fat scores, again it's the grading is often dictated by the dairy herd as we buy in crossbreeds, but by and large very satisfied.
Feed costs account for 75% of variable costs incurred in finishing regimes. Therefore, as grazed grass is our cheapest and most readily available feedstuff to Irish farmers, it's about maximising and utilising as much grazed grass in the diet of the animal as possible, and strategically using concentrates in order to increase performance and ultimately hit market specifications and increase average daily gains. Once an animal returns indoors for a finishing regime, the cost of a kilogram of live weight gain can increase by up to 50%. Research has shown that feeding half a kilogram per 100 kilograms of body weight at grass increases carcass gains, increases carcass scores and shortens the feeding period, while offering a return of investment from between 50 to 60%. Ultimately, the aim of beef farming is to convert feed into kilograms of carcass as efficiently as possible. Therefore, it's important to evaluate the opportunity of finishing cattle at grass on farm. For more information, contact your local Glanbia Ireland representative.